Hi there, welcome back to my channel. This is Kim from DIY Dream Weddings UK, and I've come on to show you the next part of this flower wedding bouquet, which has a bit of a theme, as you can see. I showed you the material in the last video, if you want to have a look back, and how we constructed this bouquet holder, which is, I'm going to call the top bit the holder. Okay, so as you can see, we make our wedding bouquets from scratch on here, absolute scratch. Okay, we're even going to make the flowers on this one. So the handles obviously needs to be ribboned up, but I've started to do the back piece. Okay, so when we put that on, what we'll do is we'll just put the handle in there, and then we'll put the material over the top. Okay, so I'm going to show you how this bit you can have a look at the last video for. So this is all done on the last video. Okay, so I'm going to put that over there. So here we've got the back of the bouquet, and I've done this off camera. I haven't got any videos on this, okay? But what I actually did was I cut some felt out and some of the material, and I stuck the felt to the back of the material, okay? And I've cut holes in both materials and stuck them together, okay? But if you want to see me do that, let me know and I'll come and do a video on that. I'm more than pleased to do that, okay? As you can see, there's a lovely ship on here, and the material had all sorts of little diagrams on it. A really lovely feel to it, almost like a pirate's feel to it, if you know what I mean. So what I've done here is I needed to edge this material because otherwise it would have frayed. Okay, so there's a practical reason as well as a decorative reason, and I've just basically done this almost like what would you call that? Can't think what that effect would be now. I keep thinking coral, but it's not coral. Scalloped, a scalloped kind of feel to it, because I was going to do it like straight, but I decided to do it rounded. Okay, so that's what I'm doing, and this is all felt pieces, and I've cut all these out, and there's when we finish I'll let you know how many pieces there are. Okay, there's over 25 pieces of felt there, and they're the thick kind of felt, if you know what I mean. If you look in Hobbycraft, if you're in the UK, it's the sort of felt that you get in the small squares. Okay, so right, so let's begin then. I'm going to show you how I did this piece around the edge. I'm going to continue with it so you know how I do that. Okay, and I'm also going to make some flowers. Okay, so I'm going to be editing this video as I go along, so it'll be difficult for me to tell you exactly what's going to be in the video, but I'm hoping to put as much content in as possible. Okay, so I hope you're all well and you're having a lovely summer. It looks like it's going to go into autumn soon. I don't want to ruin everything, but we are in August, so yeah. So should we bring this in a bit nearer so you can see a bit more what I'm doing? Okay, oh, sorry about that. Okay, there we are. So I'm just gluing this down with some hot glue. Okay, and I'm overlapping all these pieces. Okay. Hi everyone, I'm back, and I have actually counted how many bits there are around here, and I think it's something like 44 pieces around the edge here. I've stuck all these back on. Sorry, I've stuck all these on. Sorry. I've stuck all these on, and as you can see the back and the front there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make these flowers. So these flowers are going to go onto the front of the bouquet, and I'm doing a rose and this, I don't know what this flower's called, it's just a made up version really. So, and these are made of craft foam. Okay, so I'm going to get my pieces. I'm going to show you how these are made. So with this rose, if we start with the rose, with this rose you have three pieces of this shape and size. Okay, so I've got a template here, okay, which I use for all of my roses. Okay, and I use that as just a standard template for my roses. So we need another white one of these so that we can make one of these. Actually, the one we'll be making is one like this. Okay, right. Okay, so that's a different combination of layers of flowers. You can do this in any colour as long as you can get the craft foam. You can also do these in felt as well. So what I'm going to do is move this. I've probably done this in felt on one of my other videos, felt flower wedding bouquet. So what I'm going to do is use my wooden skewer, or you can use anything pointed, cocktail stick, anything, and just indent the foam around the edge of your template. Okay. So we're just drawing that out. And you can see there it's indented in the foam, hopefully. And then I'm going to cut that out, okay? So we'll cut that out. So we're just cutting those out. And you can do this however you want. You really can. You can do any template you want for your flowers, because these aren't dies. These are just things I've made up myself, okay? So this is quite near, so we're gonna, that's fine, we need it near, don't we? We need a camera near. So now what we do, because we're going to have the centerpiece white, okay? So we're going to make the bud. So to make the bud, you just bring your two pieces together like this, okay? And you want to put a tiny piece of glue on that side, okay? Bring that in like that. Let your glue set a little bit, because we know with hot glue it does need a little bit of time to set and hold in place, okay? That way it won't be, you know, won't come out. Once you've done one side, it won't come out, okay? Right. Okay, hold that in place. Because it's curling, you know, you need to hold it there for a little while. And then what we do is just put another piece of glue on that side. Don't put loads on, okay, because you'll just make it messy, and it's just, you don't need that much hot glue. You really don't. You don't need that much. Okay, so that's your bud. So we're gonna, then what we do is we bring our petals round like this, and you just put, I just put a little piece of glue there, a little piece of glue there, like that. Okay, and just fold that in. Okay. What I do now is take an alternative colour. Well, I'm going to have alternative. You might want them all the same, and just glue this onto. There we go. Onto your bud, onto the centre of your next piece, and then you're just bringing the petals in again, whichever way you want to do it. Okay, whichever way, just bring them in. Like that. And if you want your rose to be open, you can always just put your glue further down on your petals, and then you can make them opened, okay? But we're doing ours closed. And what I do is I normally just do like that, one either side, and work my way around. Okay, right, okay, so then we're going to use our last bit, our last layer, and we're just doing the same all the way around, okay, just the same. Okay, there we are. So that is your rose. There we are, everybody. There's your lovely foam. This is just craft foam, okay, just ordinary. If you're you know, just like the sort of craft foam the kids would play with. And, you know, it doesn't have to be a special one. It works really well, okay? Just craft foam. There we are. So that is your rose. And the next flower I'm going to show you is this one. This one is just this one here. I'm going to show you how to make this. Okay. This is a little bit different. I've got a different template for this one. It's that one there. And we're going to do 3 layers like the other one. Okay, I'm back. So I've cut this piece out. And I've got 2 pieces here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take my piece and I'm just going to put it onto my iron. Can you see that? Can you see that curling up there? Okay. Okay, and then just curl that. So I'm just going to move this iron over so I don't burn myself. Okay, and it depends on the iron you've got and the materials you've got as to what temperature you set it at. I normally do it at max. Sometimes if this foam, I'd start at low heat, because sometimes if this foam is really thin, it will go crispy and it will shrink really quickly. Okay. Oh, we need to do the other one as well. Let's do the other one too. And make sure you mould your flower while it's warm, because that's when you can actually mould it round and make it the right shape that you want it. Okay, there we are. And that is your, you can do it that way or that way, so whichever way you want. So we'll do it this way because this is how it is. There we go. Right, and then what you need to do is you need to make the piece in the middle here. Okay, and the way you do that, let me just zoom in again, is you just, I cut a piece of foam about 10 centimetres long, and then what you want to do is just basically cut, so this is stamens, so you're just cutting down like this. So a little bit difficult for you to see because it's black, but I didn't think of that. But if I just do that, you'll be able to see what I've done there. We're just cutting just so it looks like stamen, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to use our hot glue again, and we're going to roll it into itself, okay? So the way we do that is we just basically just put a piece of glue. Be careful not to burn your hands, okay? Fold that over. It's a little bit fiddly. Fold that over like that. Okay, and then start rolling this inwards, okay? And just put a little bit dab of glue every time you roll it so that you can just make that stick down like that all the way around. Oh, and it's if you want the thickness, I did 0.5 centimeters in thickness. Sorry, I measure in centimeters, I'm afraid, but yeah, so you can actually look up the conversion on Google for inches or whatever you're using. Okay, so they're like just this, just keep rolling like that. And then what you want to do is just put a little bit of glue on the end. Be careful with this black craft foam, because you can, if you get glue on the top here, it's more obvious than it is on white craft foam. And it's the same with ribbon, which is a really strange thing, but yeah. Okay, so then what we want to do is you want to put this together. My husband's coming in, so I'm going to quickly do this. So just basically put some glue on the back here and stick that inwards. Okay, stick that in there, and then basically just stick your stamen in the middle. Okay, that's how you make your flowers. Okay, so I'll be back soon, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to press a like, comment below if you did, and yeah, I'll see you again soon, and enjoy the rest of your summer, everybody. Okay then, bye bye for now.